Good evening, everybody. Bonsoir, bonsoir. Sorry for the delay. I got caught up in sort of, just chat and other things and lost track of time last night. I meant to do a quick recap of the Harvey City Council meeting from yesterday. So I still wanted to do that. So I will pull that up and we can go over that. So let me make sure that my Bluetooth is connected. Okay, connects. There we go. All right, let me find a different layout. Let's see. No, not that one. No. Oh man, what was the other one? Oh, that was decent. I guess I'm really small on that one, huh? Wait, what about this one? What does that one look like? I don't like that. I'll say, although to be fair, let me make it big. Okay. How was it? Oh, that's not too bad, right? What do you think? Would you rather see more of the video or more of me? More of this mug space. All right, so we started off last night. Now, remember, this was the first public city council meeting after the mayor called the, I think it was illegal how he did it. I don't think that enough notice was given, but they called that meeting on a Thursday, and he's asking for a state bailout of money and announced that he was going to shut down the city and lay off a whole bunch of employees, basically using our city employees as hostages to try to get money from the state. So let's take a look. Sorry, we started with the finance committee meeting. So supposed to start at 6, right? And 6 o'clock came and went, and they still didn't let the public in. But they had started the meeting. To open the door yet. I can see the police officer that typically mans the door. He's going downstairs, but not letting anybody in yet. So we've already got some people waiting here. But yes, thanks for joining us, everybody. It should be interesting. This is the first city council meeting after the mayor declared, bonjour French, bonsoir. This is the first official city council meeting after he declared the city was shut down, and he's laid off fire and police. And let's see, should we count how many? I'm surprised I don't see his luxury SUV here tonight. So let's see who's around. Yeah, the mayor, his luxury SUV was there. He ended up coming later. Oh, okay. They decided to open the door. All right, so then we went in. We found out that the finance committee meeting had already started, even though they didn't allow the public in. Another violation of the Open Meetings Act and just improper. All right, so we got the comptroller here. Now, remember, this guy worked under Kellogg, too, so he knows where all the bodies are buried, as they say, and I don't know why Clark still has kept him for 6 years. I mean, if Clark says that Kellogg was responsible for all this horrible use of money, why do you still have the same freaking comptroller? Then this is my Alderwoman Colby Chapman, and then Alderman Key. This is Alderman Rogers and Alderwoman Selene Smith here. Those are the Finance Committee. They try, I think, because we had a whole bunch of cameras there, they were like fake concerned. Usually they don't ask any questions. They just go like, okay, this is the bills list. Do you want to vote on it? Great, let's vote on it. Let's approve it. And then Colby and Tracy are the only ones that will ever ask questions about, what about this bill? What about this bill? What's this? What's this? So they kind of did like fake concern. But they didn't really answer much. Then eventually they did allow some public comment. That gets interesting. Oops, did I miss one? Oh yeah, Amanda knocked out of the park. Let's listen to a little bit of Amanda. He says you can take however much longer as you like. This is hilarious. I'm imagining it's just all because the shit's hit the fan and the media. A lot of the media is there. Hey, no apologies. Who's paying for the luxury SUV? Right. I think we are. Sandy French. Sandy. Mm-hmm. Right. I didn't realize that 150,000 for the cleanup day. That was a lot. Right, like why are we paying lobbyists? Good job, Amanda. Good job, Amanda. Mandy. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. They're the yes men. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, great point. No apologies. Did you notice that Harvey paid City of Chicago a total of almost $800,000, 47,000, and penalties to the City of Chicago Water? Wait, how much in penalties? I know the penalties were a lot, but I forget. But yeah, no, Colby's asked about that. They never explained that. Like, why are we paying penalties? Are you guys paying the water bill late to Chicago or what? It's weird. How often that Harvey pays the City of Chicago water? Right, that's what I would like to know. I know Colby's asked it, and they never want to say, but then they want to bail out. Like, get out of here. Anyway, Sharon does a good job, but to see, watch and wait to see how Tyrone reacts. This is crazy. And watch how this whole thing is happening. This is the city comptroller. He knows where all the money is. He knows where all the bodies buried. Look, he just sits here in the meetings and he makes big bucks from the city of Harvey. Oh, and now, of course, you see the cops are going to try to harass the resident who did nothing wrong. And then you have this alderman who's yelling and going off the handle, going after a resident that just made a peaceful public comment. She didn't say anything that wasn't true. Yes, he is. Yeah. Take him out. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. No, they didn't do anything, of course. The cops are useless. And she said the truth? Like, what did she say that was so disruptive? That was yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, about 47,000, and yeah, like, why are we paying late fees to the city of Chicago? Because are we paying our water bill late every month or every, I don't get it. And this is crazy. Yeah, French, you were watching when last night, right?
Why are we in debt now? Was we doing something wrong? Was we
Mm-hmm.
wasting money? Was we spending up everything? Were we making decisions to constantly pay bills and pay people? How are you going to inherit a debt and still pay excessive money spending when you already know
Mm-hmm.
where you're at?
For 6 years, too.
Happened. And the thing about it, this audit process was under the Kellogg administration, where all the audits were wildly behind 2 or 3 years in our audit situation. Oh, well, Mayor Kellogg, this, whatever, was we behind in 16 years he was here? Did he ever have to just get in and just file for bankruptcy? It's just a lot of questions that really need to be answered. And I don't care, I don't appreciate nobody putting my residence out, period. But if it is, because she's still gonna come back, still gonna be the same person. But she ain't doing no voice of opinions from somebody, everybody. Let's
Right.
just be.
So Tracy did a good job. He called Tyrone out. He was like, look, you need to chill, man. That was inappropriate.
That's about 2009, the last time that we had a audit done, and then there were years 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 that went undone. Our city has had a history of being in
Mm-hmm.
massive debt. And when Chris Harvey took
Right.
office in 2019 in May, I asked him to open the books and show everybody everything that's
Right.
going on. We were about $140 million in debt right then at that moment. That was the time to ask the state to come in to help us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on. I mean, you all are aldermen. You've taken the hit for previous administrations, mismanagement of
Mm-hmm.
money, and then on top of it, if you levy for 19, you add a deficit to start, and you pay back the previous year. I just wish you had did it a little bit early because you're never going to be able to pay back what's in the rears. Every bill that you get that's placed before you, everybody that comes here does a service, get the best price that you possibly can, and monitor our money and put it to the best possible.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys.
But they made all their money on talking, and I please, I do not talk.
And then Delaney Smith, who is very disrespectful and does not know what she's talking about, tries to chime in.
Be respectful. You can have your opinion on me all you want, but guess what? I'm not too. I've been in real estate. So if you have a lot of vacant properties,
Mm-hmm.
vacant property in general, if you have a vacant piece of land that's sitting there not getting $1 of tax, being able to collect off of it all, at least somebody name so we can.
Yeah, she didn't really say anything. Blah blah blah. And then I tried to make comment, and they're like, "Oh, you should have spoke up sooner," or some BS, whatever. All right, then Clark makes us wait. We had a great turnout at the meeting, by the way. A lot of city workers that were laid off were there. So Clark makes everybody wait. Super rude. Okay, then we got the city council meeting. There's his mother was right there. Mayor's mom. There's the lawyer to the mayor's right who doesn't do anything.
Receive that. Yet we're spending out $20,000 per month to Mr. Williams as the comptroller. Thank you.
Oh, she did say that. Remember we were talking about no apologies. We were just talking about Colby did say, according to the bills list, that the comptroller gets paid about $20,000 a month. Why the hell do you get that kind of money? And this city is they say that we're broke. Now, of course, we have no idea because they're not opening up the books. Harvey could have a surplus for all we know. We have no freaking idea. Hearing none. Wait, did I miss anything? Okay.
The
Oh, so okay, so they're voting on some minutes and bills, but Colby makes a great point. She said that meeting, that the special meeting at the church that we had, she said, well, that I think that was the one she was talking about. Either that one or the Sunday meeting before that. I think neither one gave appropriate notice. And basically violated the Open Meetings Act. And so she said, well, shouldn't that be noted somewhere in the minutes? Because basically whatever's voted on in a meeting, if you violate the Open Meetings Act, it's supposed to be null and void. And of course the mayor was just trying to dismiss what she had to say. Yeah, he's rude. Rude. There's his little assistant that gets paid tons of money and drives home a city car every night. That's Ramona.
Again, in August of our financial state. And so that's 8,000 plus your 2,000, that's just $10,200 in just two line items. And that's the very minimum extent. If we go to the maximum extent, we're looking at BNF construction code at $65,000 per month. And so it's, I don't know how.
Yep, a lot more money.
Because we have not addressed our financial distress. And to that end, how do we approve anything on this bills list this evening?
Right.
Not for the upkeep, the maintenance, the safety of our city. We should be using preventative measures as much as possible to reduce fiscal spending that does not make CENTS or SENSE.
Good job, Colby. She's like, it doesn't make CENTS or SENSE. Good job. Thornton Township meeting tonight was quite a weird one too. Yes, I heard. I talked to someone who was there because I went to actually another city meeting tonight, but I heard it was kind of wacky. And they're still not giving answers at the township either, which is stupid.
And I'm alarmed when I'm looking over these totals. Again.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Tonight, we should have had maybe a bills list printed for the residents to review.
Thank you. Exactly. Yep.
On the spot, but we have a job to do, and our job needs to be heavy scrutiny on these overwhelming expenses.
Right.
And so.
Not voting to give away property to a company that the mayor could very well be connected to, which is what they ended up doing.
And until we know something more about this financial distress. Thank you.
And then the mayor, who, the lawyer never says anything because the mayor keeps him on a short leash. So then they're having some dialogue. Like, what the heck are you talking about? In the middle of the public meeting. And this was the only new business that was voted on to give, I think it was 9 parcels or 10 parcels of land from the city for undisclosed amount. We don't know how much they were sold for, to Turlington Homes Incorporated. That is a company that was just started this month. And there are 2 lawyers listed on the paperwork. And again, we have no idea. They could very well be connected to Clark. We don't know anything about this company. Extremely inappropriate, if not illegal. Then they try to do this parliamentary thing, motion to call to question. In other words, when someone wants to try to ask a question, they're trying to cut it off because they want to skip right to the vote, which is total BS. Why are you trying to rush to give away, to basically hand off our city, our public property? To whom? We don't even know who these people are. Probably someone connected to Clark, I would assume. Right, exactly, French. Exactly. Can belong to anybody. We don't know. Yep. Anybody. Could be his sister, his one of his lawyer buddies, anybody. And you're just gonna give it. We don't even know for how much you're gonna give away public property. Oh, it needs to step down now.
Motion before the council is a resolution approving the redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Harvey and Charlotte Incorporated. It was a motion by the third, a second by the.
Yeah. Notice how fast he's trying to get through that. He wants that land, baby.
016, point of information.
Colby is so patient with him.
Four, and we were clerk, and I didn't see what she voted in the last vote.
No, majority is not four.
So a majority is 3 today? Where can I find that?
Next item we have is public comment.
He's so rude. Ignores her question. Dude, you're the chair. Least you can do is answer a freaking question.
It's not our responsibility to teach you how to be our own environment.
Oh. Oh. Rude. Yeah, then he has the stupid, intimidating comments that he reads. Oh, go, Miss Diana.
The satellite building, it was horrible in Austin. We never completed, they were never completed or used. Those were promises as progress, but turned into empty promises. Now, we are being asked to transfer land to Chillington Hall. It says welcome to Chillington Hall online. Their website is not complete. There is no proof of a single home they have delivered for any community. We gain, who gains if the homes were never built? Who benefits if Harvey ends up with more empty land? Residents should have the first chance to buy, invest in Harvey. We live here, we stay here.
We sure should.
What happens on our block? Before appointing anything, we need thought out protection. 1, clear deadlines. 2, monthly progress report. 3, proof of funding and experience. 4, community review of home designs. 5,
I like that.
a performance bond with consequences. A clause returning land to Harvey if work stops. We also need answers about police leases. How many police cars are being leased? I saw the invoices. What is the total cost? What interest rate are taxpayers paying?
Right.
I reviewed the official or the invoice report online. It shows multiple vehicle leases
Right.
with enterprise, but it doesn't show how many cars are included, what's the interest rate,
Mhm.
what the mayor's taco is being charged for the police budget. The most.
Oh yeah, the mayor's SUV.
More spending is approved. I also see Harvey's paying outside vendor group for professional service. If residents are funding these vendors, we deserve to know what results are we receiving for our spending. I review more invoices, Harvey's spending a lot of money. Oh, let me say last part. And hey, I listened to Don Lemon today. Don Lemon said this morning, what side, when this is all over, what side of the ledger would you be on? And that's something that goes for everybody in this room.
Right.
Because we talked about Kellogg, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have that same issue if you don't get it together here. And also, on February 2024, that payment in the back is incorrect. They don't all owe.
Thank you, Miss Diana. And then Amanda had some excellent comments again.
In a time of financial distress. So again, I understand that things have to continue to run, but you pay what is necessary until you are in a better financial
Right.
position to pay for the extra things, including 2 law firms that we're paying for, Ansel and Link in Montana and Welsh, to represent the municipality that's already broke. And we're shelling out over $500,000 to represent us.
For lawyers.
Number 3, like my fellow lady here touched on, Charlton Home
Yes, this meeting had very good resident comments. Thank you, French. I thought so too. Very good turnout, very good participation. I was very encouraged.
There are programs in place where if a neighbor or someone that has ties to the community wants to purchase a vacant lot,
Yes.
something next to them, they should be able to, with some type of incentive in place. These things
Yeah.
are being done in other neighboring cities, but we just
Instead of giving property away to outsiders. For what?
financial distress, but don't sell it off to your legal friends. That's just completely unfair to the
Thank you.
residents.
We could see the tiredness of the residents. Yes.
When are we going to get a financial audit of any kind? It just bothers me.
Of any kind. An audit of any kind.
In my opinion,
Any day.
just to get the audit.
Just some kind of audit?
Go from 0 to a 1. We still don't know the true financial health of this town. And even with the Department of Revenue, when they make their report, we don't even know broken down
Right.
where is the bulk of the money that we make from the city of Harvey without somebody announcing it. We need a document.
Very good. Yay, Mandy. Get it, girl. And Glynis. Oh my God, there were so many good comments.
It's more so directed at everyone who's been looking into Harvey and not doing anything. First, our elected, our high elected officials, Governor Pritzker, Kwame Moore, Napoleon Harris, Will Davis. Where have you guys been when we've been crying out for help?
Very good, Glynis. Call them out.
Requests, OMA violations,
Right.
all sorts of things that we
The authorities are nowhere to be seen.
the SOS, because we, the residents, have seen, or I should say, we have kind of assumed the financial situation because there was so much lack of transparency, I'll put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then to the news outlets, you all only come when it's something major. We've been asking you all to come and cover what's been happening here in Harvey for months. I've only been here a few years, but for the few years I've been here, I know there have been repeated requests for the news media to come out and hear our stories, to understand that we haven't
Yeah.
had any financial transparency in the 5 years that I've lived here. We have not had a treasurer's report. The young lady just mentioned.
And we were great. I'm grateful that they showed up. We got good media turnout. It's not that I'm not, but you know, there's not that consistency like they had in Dalton. Like, let's get to the bottom of what's happening in Harvey.
But my most harsh criticism has to go to the residents of Harvey because we have not voted.
Yeah, and she made a good point. She was calling out people. She said, hey, we got to get involved and vote and go to meetings. I agree. Totally agree.
2026, we've got to do better. You've got to get involved with what's going on here in the city.
Hallelujah. Absolutely, Glynis.
And remember what brought us to this point.
I agree.
We're about to be, and remember who put us in this spot and who.
Absolutely. Very good, Glynis.
To
my fellow residents and members of the city council, I have been attending meetings, and I know that previous administrators have had problems in that. My problem is this. Mayor, you were here in the last administration. And then if I go back, when you were the city council, and there was another mayor that was criticized and blamed for a lot of things that probably he was guilty of. But there are people today are calling you him on steroids. Mayor, people are not allowed to speak. There's this line up here separating the people from its city council.
Tell him, Bonnie.
With a member of the city council, and I was saying, I don't want free stuff. Somebody wanted to know what's gonna be adjourned. I don't want free stuff. I want freedom.
Right. And that applies for all government, but especially the township. You guys have filed the township stuff, right? You know, what do you notice with Napoleon's? They're trying to say, aren't you grateful? We're doing free men's health and free turkeys and free. We don't want free stuff. We want freedom and we want to be treated fairly.
Have the right that other countries don't have. We control our government. How are we having the conversation at the national level and at the local level? I have
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Oh, yeah, pictures have been taken. This is not new. I was here when the previous administration had Mr. Winsky, Mayor Clark, a couple of other people. They didn't vote to pay the bills at all.
That's right.
Then there was nothing to come to the city council. So all I want to say is this: people, Americans, Harveyites, we're losing our rights. We are in a situation where we may never be able to vote again. And I'm telling you, door to door, we elect who sits on the city council, who sits on the school board that I've been on forever, who sits in the White House. It's on us. We better make change.
Next up,
Yay, Miss Bunny.
followed by Reserve Harvey.
Good evening, my name is Ryan Stromowski. I represent the Harvey Historical Society. I'm also a resident.
Go
of
me.
the city. The day we've been warning about for years now has finally arrived. Mayor Clark has laid out fire, police, and other city workers who actually do the work of taking care of the city. He's actually using, you see a whole bunch of green here, a whole bunch more of the city workers.
Hi, Mandy.
And he's using you, our city workers, as hostages in order to get a bailout from the state. Well, Mr. Clark and the four alder yesterday, as I call him, where's the money gone in the last 6 years? Why is Clark calling for help now instead of in 2019 when he took office? Why are Clark and his alder yes men hiding city finances from the public and from Alderman Chapman and Key, the only ones that ever ask questions? Mayor Clark has been busy talking to all sorts of media outlets saying this crisis was caused by Mayor Kellogg. But Mr. Clark, I have news, he hasn't been mayor for 6 years now. If you want to use that excuse, you should have done that in 2019. You wanted to be dictator of Harvey, Christopher Clark. You arrest and ticket people you don't like or who ask questions about city spending, like me. You extort residents, businesses, and churches with onerous fees and bogus tickets. You deliberately hide city finances, yet spend our money freely on your own 24/7 personal security, your driver, and a luxury SUV. You and your department heads typically make 6 figures and drive new city cars home. This is your crisis, Mr. Clark. Own it. You wanted this job. You wanted the power. Now you also get the responsibility for ruining the city 6 years later. You get to live up to the last people live in the city of Harvey. How can you legally be mayor somewhere you don't even reside? Now you want to vote to give city land to a company that was just formed recently and has no history at all. Is this company connected to you, Mr. Clark? Is this how you address when there's even a city's in crisis? The citizens of Harvey are tired of being trampled on by people
Right.
who don't care whether they live or die, whether they can afford basic necessities, or whether they can afford to pay ever-increasing taxes and fees. I am your support of the Harvey Historical Society, Thornton Township Citizens Action Committee, and concerned citizens are calling for Mayor Clark to resign immediately.
Resign.
We are calling for an immediate independent forensic audit of city finances for at least the past.
Forensic audit.
Going further back than that. I would also like to see Alderman Jervinsky, Smith, Randall, Allen, Rogers resign immediately as well.
Yeah, they can go.
For their role in bringing Harvey to this financial disaster, as they've done nothing but vote yes with Mayor Clark and hide finances from the public. Harvey deserves better. We don't want to bail out. That's disgusting. That's offensive. Just throwing money at corrupt leaders won't change Harvey. We want a new start, and we want fairness and justice for everyone in Harvey. Today is the day. Let freedom reign in this city.
Yay, me. Good job, yay. We're fed up.
Julian Rucker.
Power to the people. Thank you, French. Merci, merci.
Everybody in front of me has said just about everything that I want to say. Except one thing, I like to address the law firm. See, and that's ever since 2019. Something's wrong. And I'm talking to the gentleman that said.
He called out the lawyer.
City meetings.
Yep.
Withhold information that could change the trajectory on what was going on.
Yep. He never has anything to say, the lawyer.
Everybody in this room paid for you to be here so your law firm could have a job. That's not the service that we asked for. The way that you did Alderman Chapman,
Right.
Every time you went to court, you guys got what, anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 for every time you did that.
Right.
For the continued
They get paid when the city gets sued because the city didn't follow the law. That's the dude right there. You see the guy sitting? He's one of the lawyers that works with Ansel Glink. That's a law firm. Look. Waste of our fucking money.
When people are upset and they're angry, sometimes they don't make the right decisions. It's out of emotion. And you sat there, and the other people that work with you, and said nothing, and let them go on ahead and go down the wrong road instead of saying, hey, wait a minute, this is what's best for the city, to avert a lawsuit. We had plenty of lawsuits.
Right.
Chris came here in 2019, and we've added on additional ones there with the help of you, okay? And the only thing that your law firm cares about
Tell him.
is milking us and getting as much money as you possibly can.
Yep.
You all sit up laughing about the hours that you book the city of Harvey and how you're getting paid. And like everything is all right. Everything is not all right. It's not all right.
Thank you.
And going forward, just from the temperature that I'm taking from the meeting tonight, everything is all lax and days ago. We're filing bankruptcy, which should have been done in 2019. Chris, I told you that when you took office. Open the books, let everybody see what's going on. Don't take the hit for what happened before you came in, because you can't fix it all.
He doesn't even have the courtesy to look up. Such a rude person. Inconsiderate.
When Kobe Chan brings him about the bill list and questioning things, you all act like it ain't nothing. Shirley, you the main one. I can't believe it. You've been here longer than she has, okay? Make the cuts. A lot of this stuff that we use and we don't need. Use only the things that we need.
Thank you.
Not what you want, not what makes you feel special or makes you feel high and mighty, because that's not what it's all about. That's not what this job's for. It's to protect the residents, lead and guide them, and keep our city functioning, okay? That's why
Absolutely.
I hope you all will love it just a little bit more.
And you're right, friends. Yeah, win or lose, the lawyers make. The more you sue, the more they. So he's a waste of a fucking lawyer, wasting our money.
In which these properties would be available to Harvey residents. I did just that in August. I submitted my application, secured with another $200,000 on my own pocket. I have yet to hear anything else regarding what's going on with this program.
So basically, he's sharing a story that I've heard many times. He's saying, "Hey, I'm a local investor. I followed the procedures that Harvey put on the website. As far as I've fixed up other properties just like I've done in Harvey." And this guy says, "I've fixed up other properties in Harvey. I want to put my own hard-earned money and resources into fixing up more." And the city has not responded. They've done everything possible to ignore me and make things difficult. I'm paraphrasing, but and I've heard that so many times, especially since I'm a real estate agent. I'm a preservation advocate for Harvey. We have a lot of old, lovely buildings, and they're not interested in working with locals. Oh, that pisses me off. It's a scam, man. It's all scam. Oh. Wait, did I miss? Oh, this guy. This guy was interesting. Wait, the last guy. Hold on.
I'm just here because the media is here, and I've been going through this for over a year. I've been trying to get an interview with the mayor. I've been trying to have an interview with him, and I've been getting ran around the board. I've been following the proper chain of command with the chief of Harvey and everybody. And the things that I'm asked for, I'm not getting granted. So I'm just, I just take a ring. I just roll past and just things.
So he was just saying he's been trying to interview the mayor for a year and trying to follow all the procedure. What do you notice? Again, if you don't have something to give to Clark or his buddies, they don't want to have anything to do with you. These are leeches. They're professional leeches. They're good for nothing. They need to go. Clark needs to resign, and we need a forensic audit immediately. Get out of here, Clark. And his 4 elder Yesman can leave too. And then he had a little bit to say, but not much.
Those who continue to be paid. However, we're in a position where we cannot pay both, meaning that we cannot pay for the things that we need.
We don't know what we can and can't pay for, Clark, because you still are hiding the city books. Open the damn books. You notice the one person we didn't hear from the whole meeting was our elected treasurer, who says repeatedly that she has been excluded from meetings and she gets locked out of the city books. How are you going to have an elected treasurer who is locked out of the city books? She can't do her elected job. She's not appointed. She's not hired. She's elected. The mayor and no one else in the city has the right to keep her out of the books. It's ridiculous.
As far as the business are concerned,
He's a liar. Oh, okay, Mandy, you said, I think he has a case with Harvey, hasn't been resolved as well. Yeah, so he may have a lawsuit, that gentleman. Yeah, I'm going to contact him because I know he wants to share his story.
I'm very confident that will happen. It may take us a little bit of time, but it won't take us too much time. We'll get exactly what
Oh.
we need. We spent absolutely $0 on the gospel concert.
Yeah, he says he got donors and didn't spend any money on the gospel concert. Great, so show us the receipts. Who were the donors? Were they all anonymous? Who's going to pay $30,000? How are you going to get $30,000 anonymously for a gospel concert? Doesn't make any sense, Clark. You're hiding shit. Open the books. That lawyer has every interest to not resolve the case. Right, exactly, because he gets paid when the city does illegal things, and then he has to defend the lawsuits inevitably that city gets. You know, it's not right, man. Not right.
And also, I want to thank School District 205 for, but I think that it was proper for us to have the gospel concert. We knew that, yeah, the city was in some
Really?
bad position.
Oh.
We knew that we were going to eventually have to come before this council and ask you what we asked you for in our last meeting. Do that as well. But we also, we want to give God the praise for what he has done for us.
That has nothing to do with your job. Stop trying to distract using religion, Clark. Get the F out of here. And that was it. I wonder if he spoke with Robbie. He's one of the TV news reporters up here. That was it. The one good thing, at least, was that Clark did not blabber on and start defaming people like he usually does. So.
Okay.
Now, afterwards, they chased us out as usual. Here's our treasurer. Look at this. Look. And the cops wouldn't even let me try to talk to her. They're such dicks.
Thank you and live. Thanks for. As usual, they're trying. Okay, so. You were saying anything on camera?
This is our elected treasurer.
Or just a word before we head out.
Stay diligent, ask questions.
Come on. Okay.
Let's go. Let's go, sir.
Get the fuck out of here, Magana.
Yeah, if you want to do an interview or
You should
something,
be decertified. You shouldn't even be a police officer. Get the fuck out of here. They chase us away out of our own city hall. That pisses me off.
Dad? Yep. And
All right, this is the head of one of the unions.
I want to see if anybody's still up here. WGN flight. So, hey, Mr. Lamar, you just want to tell us who you are, who you represent.
I represent Local 24 for the City of Harvey Harassment, municipal workers.
So what kind of jobs do you do, just so the viewers know?
We just cover the police department, records, detection, public works, and the water department.
Oh, okay. Oh, you guys doing the police officers? Okay, got it.
Yeah, they don't do police officers, just some of the support staff.
It's probably about a good 30.
Okay. And out of how many?
So about 30 where I've been laid off by Clark. While Clark still has his, security, luxury SUV, all that.
No,
How,
69, I say out of our assessment, that's asked me. Is it-
just your, okay, right. And then how many do you normally, how many people do you usually represent? So,
I represent that third. Well, from what we had was a 30. I represent about 40 to 45 members.
oh, okay.
But we had lost them before.
Oh, wow.
This year.
So 30, that's what I was trying to get. So 30, like, out of 40 people?
Yes.
Whoa, so that's a really big percentage of your unions.
Yes.
Because I know we heard it was 17 out of the fire,
Yes,
from
sir.
fire, but I don't know. And did you hear a number on the police officers that were let go?
I've been keeping up with it.
Same.
Police officers, but no, I haven't.
Okay.
I have a direct number for you right now.
Yeah, we didn't get the number
Yeah,
for police yet.
I didn't see any. Devastating.
Everyone is definitely devastated. The holidays are coming up. Truly, families are affected. Loved ones are affected. I'm affected.
Yeah.
I was just telling Channel 2 that I'm holding back emotions. I'm dealing about where the next paycheck may come with for these families. Times is getting hard, get cold out. Things in the world are changing.
Right.
And I'm just hoping that the city will come to some type of ground where they will be able financially to meet the burden of bringing us back. Put us back on.
Yeah, and he said they were supposed to actually have a meeting today. So, you know, if I have an update for you guys, I'll let you know. I hope that the city did meet with them. I hope that they'll bring them back because they certainly could cut a lot of things, like all these luxury stuff and these cars and all, you know, everything that Clark and the department heads, a lot of his staff. I mean, they waste a ton of money. If it was a donation, why wasn't it? Then why was it on the bills list? I smell BS. Exactly, Mandy. Hey, Jabbar. Yo, Brian, I got to give a shout out to you yesterday, man. You put it down. Everybody put it down at that meeting on what did Clark do? And he did a damn thing right now. The last part I don't understand, but like he's not doing a damn thing. But thank you. Yes, I was so pleased. Like people really got their frustrations and concerns out there, and you know we need change. We deserve change. We're gonna get it. He did interview with Ravi. The segment ran last night. Okay, I didn't watch his interview with Ravi Mendy. I wonder what he said. Probably a lot of lies. So now that the government shutdown's over until January, I don't know. Well, now remember our Harvey shutdown is separate from the federal shutdown too. It just happens to be. I mean, it's never happened in my lifetime where I've seen a city shutdown at the same time as a federal shutdown. But I don't know. I don't know how long ours is going to go. This is a good question. The federal one eventually it will end, but the city one, this is unprecedented. I've never seen this happen.
Okay. So you're hoping the city will do something. And then how do you feel as you guys are taking the big hits here, and then like we went out the back entrance and we just saw the mayor's luxury SUV, as always, sitting there. I don't know if it was idling, it's usually idling too. So we're not seeing the cuts from up high. You know, how do you feel about that? How does that make you feel when you know that your people are not working, but you're seeing a lot of money being spent that doesn't need to be spent?
Well, personally, I do want to say this. I was elected president because I do care about fellow employees and fellow workers. But the political part, I'm not, too much concerned with. You understand what I'm saying? I'm concerned about my fellow employees and their families. Because I've been here for a while and things do change. I'm not. But what I'm saying is, right now in this situation, I'm looking for a resolution for the financial situation tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, because the city did reach out and they did say that they wanted to meet and bargain in good faith.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. He didn't really want to weigh in the politics, but thank you to Lamar. He was the head of one of the city unions. The head of the fire union was there, but he said he did not want to speak on camera. He was on duty. I don't know. I haven't heard anything official from the police yet. So yeah, but thanks, Lamar. I think that was the last person we spoke to. Colby too. I think Colby maybe she was the last official that I spoke with. Let's see.
And what would you like to say about tonight's meeting? What do you think?
Once again, we're here. We don't really know the financial stake of the city. We don't understand any of the bills list,
Yeah.
the invoices, and the matter of me calling for a total stop to expenditures is because I want them to address the phases of this financial distress that was called for, and just to have a more pristine understanding, even in the finance committee meeting. as I mentioned back in September, the comptroller mentioned that we were going to have a soundproof, detailed look at the budget for next year, and we still today. This is our first finance meeting back, and still nothing. And it just makes you
Wow.
feel like what's next
Mhm.
or what's going to happen. I understand the bills have to be paid, and as stated tonight,
Mm-hmm.
pay public works, police, and fire. But frivolous spending, it was $6,000 spent at the London House Hotel. And let me remind you,
Yes, you mentioned that. I was going to ask you about that. So was that city workers to stay for some conference or something?
that was the same conference that
Isn't that
unfortunately
crazy?
I paid out of pocket for the past 2 years. I didn't go, I didn't even attend this year, but 2023, 2024, I attended. And to think that we're having, such a financial issue, I don't think it was wise to have anybody to stay outside of the city. I
Right.
mentioned to you all about
We all don't live far
Chicagoland.
from from
They
downtown.
have to live within 20 miles of the city. So we know
Yeah.
that those that went are, are 9 out of 10 close. So why would they need lodging? You know, it's
Right.
just so many expenditures. Tonight we heard again about the gospel concert, but I've
Yes.
yet to see the grant funding that came from the gospel concert. Maybe a banner that said thank you to our sponsors, but we just really need the details. And I was not for tonight's development because
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about 9 parcels of land, one that has a current dilapidated building on it, but no detail on how much we're selling, yet they can give us detail on how much they're going to sell it to the residents for, upwards of
Mm-hmm.
$250,000. So
Wow.
again, I just don't agree. When you flip the word no backwards, it spells on, and I just feel like we're on our way to better transparency, more understanding if we continue to make the demands.
Mm-hmm. No, I think, and you raise a lot of really, really good points. And we got, as you can see, we got a great media turnout. Do you think that that this positive energy, as far as getting attention on Harvey, finally, that we've been demanding for so long, do you feel a change in the
I do.
spirit of things? You think?
Yeah, this isn't a thing that's going to happen overnight. And again, I don't think that bad decisions are being made. I don't think timely decisions are being made based on our current status, right? You wouldn't go
Mm.
out, as mentioned earlier, and buy every single thing that you need if you know you don't have the money to pay for it. I gave somebody an example the other day, even at the Dollar Tree, we know most things there are a dollar. On the skid, it tells you it's a dollar,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, I mean, I think about the plainness of that. Anywhere in America, even before you like talk to someone, you first say, "Hey, how are you?" I mean, questions are just, they happen. That it's inevitable. So, why here we can't ask any questions? It's difficult, but I'm
Nope.
going to continue to ask the questions,
Mm.
the tough
Do
questions.
it, Colby.
But I do believe in
That's what we
being
need.
proper about it. and and it's just like we have to want to do more for the residents. We have to want to give them what they so
Mm-hmm.
earnestly deserve, and that's just financial understanding. We're not expecting anything to be done overnight. We're just asking for the process in which, okay, I really hate to go. My mom's,
No, it's
yeah.
okay.
All right.
No,
But
thank you for
thank you.
chatting.
That's
Thanks,
I'm glad
Colby.
that this is vibrant. I'm glad that this is here,
Yes.
and I encourage everybody to continue to come out and be a part. And shouts out to both of you gentlemen for speaking out.
Mm.
All right.
I was gonna say,
Thanks, Miss Colby. Yes, that was about it from yesterday. Thanks, guys. I apologize. Text to speech is always messing up my sentences. That's okay, Jabbar. Hey, Beth. It's a good thing the head of some departments are sitting with the residents that seem like they care. Right. Yeah, you saw some of the union people in green. They were sitting in the with the public on the left side as you face the front. And so that was good to see that. French says hey to Beth. Hi and hugs Colby. Yes, I'm very impressed. I've told Colby several times since this whole thing's happened. I said, if Clark really, I don't know if he's intending it, but he's really teeing you up to to be the next mayor with how he keeps putting his foot in his mouth. He keeps disrespecting people, mishandling things, and now he's laying people off, using them as hostages to get a bailout from the state. Why would you ask for a bailout when you have not revealed to the public um, the accounts and the receipts and like the books, the city books. We could, someone was saying yesterday, Harvey could have a surplus for all we know. We don't know. Or all the money could be going into Clark's to rehabbing Clark's homes in Chicago or in the Bahamas, or we have no idea what they're doing with the tax money. I mean, that's just crazy to me. That's crazy. And that includes grant money that we get from the county, from the state, and the feds. So that means even if you live, let's say, in North Carolina, or like Wyoming gal, she's not on tonight, but Wyoming or California, whatever, some of your tax money goes to Harvey. So you should want to know too. We're all in this together, which is how it should be, right? Like the public we should all take care of each other. I'm all for public services, but they're not handling it right. They're hiding what they're doing with public money. It's just crazy. Dalton had Tiffany have Harvey as Clark. Yes, exactly. And Clark's been at it way longer than Tiffany ever was. This is his 6th year in office. So, but yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. Remember, we haven't unveiled the petition yet. We're working on it, but there will be a petition calling for Clark to resign immediately and calling for a forensic audit. It would be performed by the state, but we need both of those done immediately. Absolutely immediately. I had another meeting to attend, so I did not attend the township meeting tonight. I know that went on as well, but at this point, the townships we're probably just going to have to try to get that abolished, because excuse me, I don't see any changes from that board. They're horrible too. So stay tuned. I know there is a GoFundMe that I've shared that the Harvey firefighters have, so you can find that on my Facebook and on the Harvey Historical Society Facebook page. The GoFundMe to help the Harvey firefighters, 17 that were laid off. I know one, his wife just had a baby. It's absolutely inhumane, disgusting, despicable that Clark's hiding the money and then making our city workers suffer for it, using them as these hostages. So we're going to keep fighting. We're not going to give up. Any questions before I head out? You're going to be disappointed about the township, right? No, I already talked to Paul about it. Paul Roberts. He said I didn't miss much, but yeah, we discussed it a little bit. Yeah. Anything else, you guys? Oh yeah, they closed the fire station. Right. Yep. Yeah, we've got police laid off. We've got firefighters laid off. It's and then a whole bunch of other city workers too. But I doubt the mayor took any cuts to anything. He still gets his personal assistants, his 24/7 security, his luxury SUV. He gets a driver. He doesn't drive. He gets driven around everywhere. You won't show us the money, but you say we're in debt, and you're begging for state bailout, but you get driven around in a luxury SUV that we pay for. Make this make sense. Doesn't make sense. So his ass needs to go immediately, and we need that forensic audit. So, all right, everybody, stay tuned. I'll keep you guys posted. I did post a video of just my comments for tonight, so you can see those. All my social media stuff is at ryansgaychicago.com. If you could just go to all one word, ryansgaychicago.com, you can find, my Facebook, Insta, whatever. It's all there. Harvey Historical Society stuff. All right. And so I'm going to try to post some more clips, like the one where he says he doesn't live in Harvey. Everybody, bonne soirée, bonne nuit, especially for you, French, since you're Eastern time. And à tout à l'heure. À plus. We'll talk soon.